Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to my kitchen. So I just recently heard that Miss Dolly Parton passed away early this month. So as a tribute to her, I am going to make her Dolly Parton's Cinnamon Swirl Crumb Cake and Muffins. So I have my ingredients out. I like to get my milk out, my eggs out, and let them get to room temperature. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to melt a half a stick of butter. So it calls for 2 tablespoons of butter for your topping, 2 eggs, which we're going to use 3 because we have medium eggs, not large. It calls for a half a cup of milk. We do not have milk, but the next best thing that you can use for milk is a milk substitute. We have coffee creamer, which actually is a vanilla flavor that will add some extra zing to it. That's perfectly fine. You can use evaporated milk. You can use powdered milk. You can use heavy cream, but mix it half and half, like half water, half heavy cream. So we're gonna go with the flavored. So now that we got our butter melted, we're gonna start mixing our ingredients together here. We're gonna set our oven to 350, so we're gonna go ahead and get that started. And we're also gonna spray our pan with some Pam. So we just don't want this to stick. We're gonna pour the cake mix into the bowl. Make sure we get every last drop out of that. And then we're gonna pour the cinnamon mix into a smaller bowl. So basically, when we get this done, we're gonna put half of the cake mix, half of the cinnamon streusel, more cake mix, more cinnamon streusel. And then we're gonna add our eggs. And then we're gonna add our half a cup of milk or creamer. So like I said, it calls for large eggs. I have medium. I'm gonna add 3 eggs. That won't be a problem at all. So we're just gonna crack all 3 of them in here. And we're gonna add our milk or creamer. Now, I like to do a couple additional things. You don't have to. You can bake it according to the cake mix that's on there. But I've just found that these give it a little bit of extra oomph. So I like to take and add like just a splash of almond extract and vanilla extract. And by a splash, I mean like a 1/4 of a teaspoon, if that. So a little bit of vanilla and a little bit of almond. These flavors mix really well together and give it some extra flavor. Like I said, you don't have to do that and you don't have to do this, but I like to add a little bit of extra baking powder to mine just because it just seems like anymore when you get these mixes at the stores, they're not as fresh as they used to and they don't bake up real well. And I might like mine light and fluffy. And I also like to take a little bit of mayonnaise and put a little bit of mayonnaise in there. You do not taste it, but it acts like a natural oil and it gives it more moisture. So you don't want to do a lot, just a little squirt, and that should do it. Now we're gonna mix this all up. Just make sure we get our eggs in there. We're gonna mix it until it's all smooth and not lumpy. And let's not forget to add in that melted butter. So that is a half a cup of melted butter. And then we're gonna need 2 tablespoons of melted butter for our streusel. So we have our 2 tablespoons of butter melted here for our streusel. We have this all mixed up. We're just gonna mix the streusel all up together here. Just mix it, mix it, mix it. All right, so that's all mixed. This isn't going to make like a paste or anything. It's just like a crumbly topping. So that is good. We're gonna pour half of this in our pan. And that's just guess, because you don't really know how much is half. But that looks about right. And spread that out. All right, and then we're gonna take half of this and sprinkle on the top. So just gonna kind of sprinkle it in there. Try to get it everywhere that we can. And then we're gonna put the rest of the cake batter on top of this. All right, now we're gonna go in with the last of the cake batter. And we're just gonna kind of try to smooth that around a little bit. It doesn't really have to be smoothed out, but just spread it out just a little bit. And because this is a coffee streusel cake, it doesn't matter if you're mixing those all together or not. I said this is my tribute to Miss Dolly Parton. And we're gonna sprinkle the rest of this cinnamon sugar streusel mix over the top right before we pop it in the oven and bake it at 350 for about 30 minutes, 35 minutes. All right, so there it is before it goes in the oven. Duncan Hines, Dolly Parton's Crumble Swirl Crumb Cake, a tribute to Miss Dolly. Look at that. Oh, if you could smell that, it smells delicious. It's nice and crumbly. It is perfection. Thank you, Miss Dolly.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below, and hit that notification bell.